like, you know what, there's always someone who is going through more than you. There's always someone that has, real significant problems while you may have an inconvenience. If you look at historically people that have been masters in various disciplines, they all had one thing in common: curiosity. And curiosity is something that starts at childhood, but is stripped from you as you grow older, because they tell you, pick a lane, focus on this, become that. And we subscribe to labels people place on us, and that limits our potential. If you have a life and you don't, utilize it, and you settle for just being average, then that's a waste of the gift of life. So, I think, like you mentioned, people who are multidisciplinary, people who are curious and inquisitive, the reason why they become great is because they don't believe that they truly have mastered their craft. They don't feel settled in what they've developed. They don't feel as if they're the best just yet, because that's where excellence comes from. It's the small things done well consistently over time. And it's never the smartest, it's the person who runs the hardest and who doesn't quit that wins. The battle that's within is greater than the battle that's in the world. So once you're able to fight that consistently and calm yourself and control yourself and be methodical and specific about how you respond, nothing will surprise you. You're immovable at that point. You won't waver, you won't break. Because I feel like there's a red thread that connects every single thing on this planet. We talk about the golden section, and we talk about divine mathematics and how everything is, has a ratio and a proportion to it that makes us unified. I believe the same thing is true with information. It's when you search for consistency across multiple, buckets of knowledge, then you realize that the human experience is a shared experience. Whether you love gardening, whether you love physics and finance, or whether you love art and fashion, there's something about those things that exist in a way that's consistent. Focus on mastery of a skill set, or do you focus on determination and grit? Which one is more important for children to have? I think it starts with grit and determination, which leads to mastery. Because without grit, you don't stick at a task. It's like, if you want to perfect your jump shot, you get in the gym and you keep shooting, right? That's grit. And after a while, you master your jump shot. So I think you need both. It just depends on which one is encouraged and celebrated. I think we've over-indexed on celebrating mastery, and we've under-indexed on celebrating discovery and what you get through play and failure. Because failure is a gift, because you learn what you don't know at that point. And so in our household, we say either we win or we learn. There's no such thing as losing. You only lose when you stop trying. So as long as you keep trying, you won't lose. You'll be further than where you started. If you want to be the greatest at something, you have to be open to improving. There's no way around it. You can't say, I'm good, I'm done, that's it, I'm the best ever, and I don't have to develop a new skill set. It's not about being open to change. It's about acknowledging that you have to change in order to grow. Because no one is comfortable with ambiguity. That's a lie. People say, oh man, that's a lie. You just, I talk about it often. You have to be willing to go into ambiguous situations, but also acknowledge that change is part of life. You grow up, you leave home, you change addresses, you change jobs. Change is a constant theme in our existence. The sooner you become comfortable with that concept, you're free at that point, because you're open, as you say, to letting the universe, letting whatever it is you pray to or believe in, divinely inspire you and guide you in a way that forces you to remember that it's not about you. It's not about you. This moment isn't happening by you, it's happening through you.